The ocean covers over 70% of the planet, and most of it has never been seen by human eyes. What lives down there does not follow the rules of the world above the surface. These 6 creatures prove that the deep sea is not just unexplored, it is genuinely alien. Why the deep sea produces monsters? Before getting into the creatures themselves, the environment that produces them needs to be understood, because it explains everything about why they look and behave the way they do. Below 200 meters, sunlight disappears entirely. The pressure increases by 1 atmosphere for every 10 meters of depth, meaning that at 1,000 meters down the pressure crushing against every surface. Animals that live here have had millions of years to develop adaptations so extreme they look like something a horror writer invented. Bioluminescent lures, transparent bodies, jaws that unhinge to swallow prey larger than themselves, and sensory systems that detect movement through total darkness across distances that seem impossible. The creatures on this list are not mutations or aberrations. They are the logical endpoint of evolution, operating in the most hostile environment on Earth. Number 6. The Fangtooth Fish. The Fangtooth Fish looks exactly like its name suggests, and the reality is worse than the name implies. This small deep-sea fish carries the largest teeth of any ocean animal relative to its body size. The fangs are so disproportionately large that the fish physically cannot close its mouth. The lower teeth are so long that sheaths have evolved on the roof of the mouth to accommodate them when the jaw closes, slots in the skull to stop the teeth from piercing the fish's own brain. For a creature that measures only about 16 centimeters in length, this seems excessive. But at depths of up to 5,000 meters, where food encounters are rare and unpredictable, the fangtooth cannot afford to let anything escape once it gets close. Those teeth ensure that nothing does. What makes the fangtooth particularly unsettling is how it hunts. It uses sensory organs along its lateral line to detect the pressure waves created by other animals moving through the water, effectively feeling the movement of prey in total darkness. It does not see its target. It feels it approaching and positions itself to intercept. In an environment with no light whatsoever, that sensory system is more valuable than eyes. The fangtooth has both. Number 5. The Barreleye Fish. The Barreleye fish has a fully transparent head, not a clear patch, not a window. The entire dome of the skull is transparent, fluid-filled tissue through which you can see the internal organs of the fish's head in real time. Those 2 green glowing cylinders visible through the transparent dome are its eyes, and they point upward. For decades, scientists assumed the Barreleye fish was simply looking up, watching for the silhouettes of prey against what little light filters down from above. Then, in 2009, researchers from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute captured footage that overturned that assumption entirely. Those tubular eyes can rotate, swiveling forward inside the transparent dome so the fish can look directly ahead when it chooses to. The barreleye hunts by hovering in the midwater zone, typically between 400 and 800 meters, pointing its eyes upward to detect movement. When it identifies a target above it, the fish tilts its body vertical and rises, then rotates its eyes forward at the moment of contact. The entire sequence happens in near darkness, guided by those extraordinary rotating eyes, wrapped in a head you can see straight through. It is one of the most anatomically strange animals on the planet, and it is sitting in the water column somewhere beneath the ocean surface right now. Number 4. The Siphonophore. A Siphonophore looks like a single creature. It is not. It is a colony, potentially thousands of individual organisms called zooids, each one a genetically distinct animal, all living in a physically connected chain that functions as a coordinated unit. Some zooids handle propulsion, jet pulsing to move the colony through the water. Others handle feeding, trailing long tentacles armed with stinging cells to capture prey. Others handle reproduction. None of them can survive independently. They are separate animals that have evolved a level of interdependence so total that the colony functions as a single organism, even though biologically it is not. The largest siphonophores ever recorded reach 45 meters in length, longer than a blue whale. They drift through the deep ocean as near invisible curtains of translucent tissue and trailing tentacles, effectively invisible until something swims into the stinging cells. By that point, it is too late. What makes the Siphonophore genuinely disturbing is the philosophical question it raises. Is it one animal or thousands? The answer is both simultaneously, and the more you think about that, the more unsettling it becomes. A colony so integrated that the distinction between individual and collective has dissolved completely over millions of years of evolution. Number 3. The Goblin shark. The Goblin shark is the only living member of a family of sharks that dates back 125 million years. It is sometimes called a living fossil, a lineage so ancient and so successful that evolution found no reason to substantially alter it across the entire span of time since dinosaurs walked on land. What makes the Goblin shark immediately recognizable is its rostrum, the long flat blade-like snout that extends well forward of its jaws. That snout is packed with electroreceptors called ampullae of Lorenzini that detect the electrical fields generated by the muscle movements of other animals. In the complete darkness of the deep ocean where the Goblin shark lives, between 200 and 1300 meters, this electrical detection system is its primary hunting tool. It finds prey it cannot see by detecting the electricity their bodies produce simply by being alive. But the jaw is where the Goblin shark becomes genuinely terrifying. When prey is detected, the jaw launches forward from the skull in a mechanism called slingshot feeding, projecting outward at speed to close the distance to the target faster than the prey can react. This jaw projection is the most rapid feeding strike of any shark species. The jaws extend so far forward that the animal's face briefly transforms into something almost unrecognizable, a protruding pink mass of teeth and cartilage firing outward before snapping back. Very few humans have seen a live Goblin shark. They are almost never captured on film in their natural habitat. The footage that does exist consistently produces the same reaction from viewers: immediate and visceral discomfort. Number 2. The Anglerfish. The anglerfish is the deep sea's most recognizable horror, and the reality behind the famous lure is more disturbing than most people know. The bioluminescent lure protruding from the female's forehead glows because of bacteria living inside it in a symbiotic arrangement. The light is not produced by the fish. It is produced by millions of bacteria that the fish houses and feeds, generating a biological lantern in total darkness that draws curious creatures close enough to be eaten. The jaws of the anglerfish can expand to accommodate prey twice its own size, the entire body distending like a grotesque balloon to swallow something that by any physical logic should not fit. But the reproductive biology of the deep-sea anglerfish is where the story becomes genuinely extraordinary. The males are tiny, dramatically smaller than the females, and they do not hunt. When a male locates a female, he bites into her body and begins to fuse with her. His circulatory system merges with hers, his organs atrophy, his eyes degenerate. Over time, he becomes biologically incorporated into the female's body, a permanently attached sperm-producing appendage. She can carry multiple fused males simultaneously. For years, scientists only ever found female anglerfish in specimens and assumed the males were a separate species entirely. The true nature of their reproduction was not understood until a fused pair was finally examined closely. What they found changed the understanding of vertebrate biology permanently. Number 1. The giant squid. For most of human history, the giant squid was a myth. Sailors reported tentacles dragging ships down. Whalers found enormous sucker scars on sperm whales hauled onto the decks of whaling ships. Scientists found fragments, a beak here, a tentacle tip there, but no one had ever seen a living adult giant squid in its natural habitat. It was not until 2004 that the first photographs of a living giant squid were captured in the wild. It was not until 2012 that the first footage of a living giant squid in the deep ocean was recorded. An animal that reaches up to 13 meters in length, longer than a bus, had managed to evade direct observation in the wild for the entire history of scientific inquiry. The giant squid has the largest eyes of any living animal, up to 30 centimeters in diameter, approximately the size of a dinner plate. Eyes that large are an adaptation specifically for detecting the bioluminescent flashes produced by sperm whales hunting in the deep, giving the squid a warning system against its primary predator. The squid uses those enormous eyes to see the thing hunting it in the same darkness, where the anglerfish's light tricks prey to their death. The arms of the giant squid carry suckers lined with sharp, chitinous teeth. When a sperm whale is hauled and examined, the scarring from those toothed suckers covers the whale's head in circular wounds, evidence of battles in the deep that nobody has ever witnessed directly. Whatever happens during those encounters in the dark below 1,000 meters remains completely unknown. A fish with teeth too large to close its mouth. A creature with a transparent skull and rotating eyes. A colonial organism 45 meters, long, made of thousands of individual animals. A living fossil that fires its jaw forward like a projectile. A fish whose males permanently fuse to the female's body. And an animal the size of a bus that managed to hide from science until 2004. The deep ocean is not a mystery waiting to be solved. It is an entirely separate world operating by rules that the surface has never encountered. Drop a comment telling us which one unsettled you most. Check the end screen for more deep sea and wildlife breakdowns sitting there right now.